I think Kamala Harris will probably win in a cakewalk for governor.
No!
Okay.
No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I'm telling you the reality, whether you like it or not.
What are you doing?
Democratic voters in California love to obey. And so,
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm going to move, Cenk. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move.
I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. I'm telling you what's like if the Democratic Party said, we anoint Kamala Harris, a giant percentage of Democrats in California would go, yes, we obey. We will take the loyalty oath. It doesn't matter how bad she is.
All right, guys. So by now, I'm sure you have at least heard the reports that Kamala Harris is planning to run once again for the governorship of California. And obviously, the vast majority of Democrats seem to think that's a fantastic idea. Yeah, she deserves it. You know, she only ran one of the worst presidential campaigns in modern history. But, I mean, you got to give her something, and then that way she can stay in politics, because that's exactly what the Democrat Party needs, is for Kamala Harris to remain in politics. In fact, I will say personally, I think that's a fantastic idea. Keep her around, put her all over TV, make her the ambassador for the Democrats, run her again in 2028. Heck, but recently an exchange went down on TYT where Cenk actually brought up this idea that, you know, again, it's just true. It's been widely speculated. It certainly will not surprise anyone. Kamala Harris may go for the governorship when Gavin Newsom's term is up in 2026. And Ana Kasparian is so pissed off at the idea, okay, Ana obviously changing a lot throughout the years, that she is now threatening to move out of California and quit her job at the Young Turks if Kamala Harris wins election for that governorship. Now, we'll see what actually happens, okay? You know, it's like, obviously, most people say they're going to leave the country if so-and-so wins this or that, so I don't know if Anna's really going to do it, but I do think on the substance, some very legitimate points here, and it's so ironic to me, because as someone who grew up in California, people are constantly complaining these days. Everyone I know back home, so much homelessness, so much crime, the taxes are so high, I can't handle this. This place is going to, you know what, but they still vote for Democrats. It's kind of mystifying, honestly. It's like, where do you think those policies are coming from? With that said, folks, we'll show you this clip here today. Make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. Help us hit our goal of 400,000 subscribers. And with that said, here's Ana Kasparian threatening to quit over Kamala Harris potentially replacing Gavin Newsom.
Joy, I appreciate your new opinion, but it's very, very different than your old opinion, which is like a minute ago. And it dramatically different. By the way, there's one thing I disagree here. I think Kamala Harris will probably win in a cakewalk for governor.
No!
Okay.
No! What are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I'm telling you the reality, whether you like it or not.
What are you doing?
Democratic voters in California love to obey. And so,
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I'm going to move, Cenk. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to move.
So to all of our viewers watching right now from California, and I know there's a lot of you, okay, I see the numbers. I think everyone is Ana Kasparian right now. No, what are you doing? It's true. It's true. Very relatable, I think, for a lot of people.
I'm not saying I'm in favor of it. I'm telling you what's like if the Democratic Party said, we anoint Kamala Harris, a giant percentage of Democrats in California would go, yes, we obey. We will take the loyalty oath. It doesn't matter how bad she is.
This state cannot survive another incompetent Democrat leading it.
Leading it. Democrat like Kamala.
No, we just can't. Okay, like, anyway, so like people are egging her on. Okay, apparently she's like in a wait and see mode. How about you wait and see, like, your way out of public life and go do what you're supposed to do. Go work in the private sector, go do the lobbying thing, whatever it is.
So true, Ana. But you know what? Don't tell the Democrats that, because, you know, we want them to keep losing, of course. So, you know, I mean, yeah, she's a fantastic candidate. If you just gave her more than 90 days to run the campaign, she would have done better. She definitely wouldn't have had more people actually grow to hate her, because that's sort of the trend with Kamala Harris. No. Just run her again. Trust me. That went so well in 2020. It's going to go so well in 2028 as well.
Not run as governor of California. Yeah. Do not.
So, look, here's the thing that they still won't say that is definitely true, which is that she was a disaster. She was a terrible candidate. But it's still to this day with all their little, you know, oh, golly gee, I wish somebody would have told us, right? But they're not saying the core thing, which is she was a talking robot. and she could not answer normal questions like a human being. She had her scripts ready, and she would just take the script, her talking points, and match it to any question that you asked her. It was Sarah Palin-esque. Yes, I said it, and yes, she definitely deserved it. And no, we should want no part of her for any campaign at all, okay? And I don't know what coconut pilled means. That's a thing that people made up that doesn't even make any goddamn sense. Okay, and finally on Linda Lee, the person say, so look, she's more conservative than I am, way more, and she's more from the donor class, etc. But at the same time, we don't have to drive everybody out of the party, right? So she has a different opinion on immigration.
Gee, you don't say people who disagree with each other should still be a part of the same major political party, because that's sort of how major political parties work, right? There's like two parties in America, so there's going to be sort of a common consensus, but also people have different viewpoints on certain things. Wow, that's not what the Democrat Party seems to believe. You know, you look at the 2024 election, it's almost like the Trump movement was the welcoming one. You know, we brought new people into the fold, and Democrats were the club of their little elites, right? You can't sit with us,
So what, right? And it turns out that was the majority opinion in America, even though portions of it that I might not agree with. But I brought her up because she said a word that a lot of people are feeling. She said, I feel liberated. And that's because the establishment in the Democratic Party is so oppressive that if you disagree 1% in either direction or any direction, they'll take your head off. And then after the election, pretending as if they're open-minded is just garbage. The next time they'll do the same exact thing, and they'll demand your obedience and compliance with probably the very worst candidate.
I please don't run for California. Please, I'm begging you. Like, the Washington Post reports that as soon as she lost to Trump on November 5th, some Harris supporters seized on the idea of a gubernatorial run, including wealthy donors. God, these wealthy donors are going to be the death of me. Eager to see her take a leadership role in such a powerful post. Quote,
what leadership? She showed no leadership when she ran for president.
Leadership,
Well, guys, I mean, can we be completely honest? There's no like genuine support for Kamala Harris. Nobody's looking at her like, oh, she was such an amazing senator. I really liked her platform that doesn't really exist and never did exist. But let me just say there's a reason they want to keep anointing her. And, you know, it's an inconvenient truth, but it is true. But, you know, you can figure out, I guess, what that is. Here's the fact of the matter, though, guys. I really think, honestly, that when you look to 2028, a very introductory bellwether, a very introductory like sign of whether or not, in my opinion, the Democrat Party has learned its lessons from 2024 will be if they anoint Kamala Harris to that California governorship. Now, don't get me wrong. One could argue at the same time, you know, if they put Kamala as governor, she won't really have time to file a run for president. So that's actually a way to keep her out of 2028. So that way she can't go run again. But to some extent, I will still say that even if the candidate is not Kamala Harris, you will see if there is a nationwide Democrat effort to anoint Kamala as the California governor, what that shows fundamentally is the establishment, you know, failed way of thinking in that party that gave you Hillary Clinton, that gave you Joe Biden, that gave you Kamala Harris is still in charge. They're still running the show. Okay. And that'll probably be used to like elevate Gavin Newsom or someone who, you know, is definitely, don't get me wrong, a much stronger candidate than Hillary, Biden, and Kamala. But ultimately, he is still an evolved clone of the same exact Democrat that they've been running for years, which is, you know, very pro-establishment, just coddles the woke on social issues, just also like very corrupt and sleazy. You know, it's sort of the same story. It's a different face. Hey, here's a younger, straight, white guy that's doing it this time. But fundamentally, I still think it is the same thing. But listen, I'm praying for the people of California. Okay, I'm praying for the people of my home state that this does not happen because, yes, it would absolutely be a train wreck. Ana Kasparian is completely correct. I don't know if the state could survive basically 8 more years of this utter insanity. And who knows, right? Kamala Harris is so ambiguous on what she actually believes, but there's a strong possibility, who knows, that she ends up being even worse than Gavin Newsom. So ultimately, we'll have to see on that front. It'd be very interesting to watch some of that movement in the 2026 midterms, to say the least. But, you know, if you were really a Democrat who was focused on winning, you would want to say, don't give Kamala a platform ever again. Okay? She's like 60 years old or something. She can go work as a lobbyist or in the private sector, or even on TV for 10 years and then retire. Why do we need to keep anointing her for office and keeping her around as a future presidential candidate after seeing how spectacularly she failed not once but twice? Because the definition of insanity is what? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But what would the Democrat Party be if it was not insane, utterly insane? So I don't know. With that said, though, guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.